Hi, hello, he, she, theys, and bays. You most likely don't know. Well, you definitely don't know me. But if you somehow do from like IRL or TikTok, then you know that I am a theater nerd who likes to sing and read and write fanfiction, and I like nerdy shit like Undertale and space and rocks, yada yada yada, whatever. But since you probably don't know me, hi, I'm Lynn. I'm gender flux and omnisexual. I hate all the things that are going on in the world and decided to take a stand one word at a time. I wanted to start making video essays talking about things that are happening in the world, things that are, yes, biased in my opinions, but I feel like we should talk about. Which leads to this video. We are talking about, well, you guessed it, cancel culture. Now, before I start, I know how this sounds. I know that you think I'm probably going to defend everyone and call everyone stupid, but that's not why I'm here. I'm simply here to talk about why it is, why it can be, and an issue. Also, I'm reading from a script, and I wrote it at 1 a.m., so I promise you, this is all my words. I'm just reading from a script, so bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Okay. Let's start off with what cancel culture is. Basically, and put simply, cancel culture is people who cancel creators, and it happens really often. That's the gist. But here's what is underneath that. Basically, if you, a creator, are called out on doing something problematic, then you are cancelled. You're probably going to lose a lot of followers, you'll be a disgrace to public eye, and you don't get a second chance, even if you apologize. Now, I know how this is going to sound. Trust me. I know how this is going to sound, guys. But not everyone who gets cancelled is ultimately a bad person. I know, sue me. But for example, some people who get cancelled are cancelled for stupid reasons, in my opinion. Take Funky Frogbait, for example, and I'm just using Funky Frogbait because it's still popular and things like that. They were cancelled for defending Gooseworks, who is racist. Supposedly, what went down is Funky Frogbait was on a live stream and was asked about how they felt about the Gooseworks situation, and then said that the accusation needed proof and that people were just attacking creators blindly, without looking into it. Some people perceive this as Funky Frogbait defending racism, and I can see that, because if someone is racist and calls someone slurs and you just laugh it off saying, oh, you don't have proof, or if someone is bullying someone and you just say, oh, but we were just joking, then that obviously is a problem, and because you shouldn't be defending hurtful behavior, absolutely not, that is wrong and inhumane. You shouldn't treat people differently because they aren't like you. This is immature and stupid. So I can see that. That should have been what happened. I mean, yeah, canceling can be considered an option because there is proof that Gooseworks is racist. There is proof. And Funky Frogbait didn't look into it. But here is my part of the reason why Funky's cancellation is kind of not the smartest in my opinion. After being hit with the initial accusation, people began to dig up the controversy of a certain comedy skit, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, basically a friend of Funky's made a racist comedy skit based off of like futuristic things like that, but it came off as racist. A friend of Funky's made. The issue was that Funky didn't take a stand over this topic and continued to be friends with them behind the scenes, and yes, that is a major issue, but I believe that Funky stopped being friends with said person after they digged into the situation. So the fact that someone brought up something from so long ago as a reason to justify that Funky is racist is not the smartest argument, in my opinion. Now to get to the apologies themselves, and yes, I said apologies because there were two of them. The first time Funky apologized, they came off as rude and unapologetic, and even said that they sympathized with Gooseworks, which obviously put them in deeper water, because it made their community, especially their colored and colored queer community, feel unseen and endangered and unheard. And I can see that. The way they initiated the apology came off too strong, but honestly, I kind of see why they were so upset about the situation. Because the fact of the matter is that content creation is their job. They need money to survive. And especially in this economy, you need money. They said that people won't take them seriously. They said that it will be overlooked, and people will dive into every reason why the apology is bad, and they were right. It did happen. Because it happens all too often. Every single day, more and more content creators are being cancelled just because someone made an accusation. And some of them are stupid. Some of them don't even have proof. Some of them are just canceling people for clout. Because the more someone gets cancelled, the more another person gets money. Canceling has become a trend. We aren't looking into the actual reasons why people are being cancelled. We aren't looking into the reasons why what they did was wrong, and we aren't looking for actual proof. We're just going off of what people are saying. People are forgetting that you can't just trust everything that someone says, especially on the internet. We've become too trusting of cancel culture, and it is hurting us, especially youth. Kids every day are logging onto their YouTube or TikTok and seeing that their favorite creators are being cancelled. And it scares them, because it makes them think that everyone is bad. That what they like is bad. They believe this, and then they believe everything else too. A lot of kids have unrestricted internet access nowadays, and by trusting this, they're going to trust a lot more and potentially dangerous things, because kids don't understand. And by making cancel culture more popular, we are believing things that possibly couldn't even be true, things that are not a smart reason to cancel people, and the kids are going to start believing that as well. And I say some, because not all cancellations are bad. There are some positives to canceling people. Some of them are justified, like Funky Frogbait and Gooseworks and Wilbur Soot, because supporting racist, abusive behavior is wrong, and abusing people is wrong, and supporting violence is wrong. We shouldn't support violence. Every single time someone gets canceled, you have to look into it, though. You have to prove the reason why they are being canceled in the first place is factual and has evidence. You can't just be putting them out there willy-nilly. Now, Funky made a second apology, addressing the whole situation and the first apology, and made it more sincere. But because of cancel culture, some people didn't believe it. Some people just chose not to acknowledge it, and I find that absolutely stupid, honestly, because still being canceled even after writing such a sincere apology, such a detailed apology, and being told that you're just faking being sorry so that you can still get money is so hurtful. Imagine if you were just fired from your job, and no matter what, you can never get another job again because someone told everyone that you're a bad person, and so everyone thought that you were a bad person. That is what it is like to be a content creator. The fact of the matter is, content creation is Funky's job. It is really hard as a queer person, especially right now, to have a job, because society sucks. Everyone is so judgmental, and especially right now with the state of our country, and the state of our world, honestly, it is so much easier to just make a couple bucks by posting your opinions online. Not only is the world dangerous, but now a lot of other creators who are sorry, who have learned, who have changed, or are currently changing for the better, are still losing money. They feel in danger, online and in person. And on top of that, they don't have money, so they can't get the things that they need to live. Our world is heartless. So many self-offing rates have gone up, and a lot of those people are creators. Just because someone you like to watch or someone you like to listen to is entertaining, or you may be annoyed with them, doesn't mean they aren't people. Everyone at some point is going to get cancelled over something they've said or done or maybe didn't even do. And it is because we are human. We aren't perfect by any means. We all make mistakes, but it's important to learn from them. And a lot of the creators who have gotten cancelled have apologized. Some of them are bad and not sincere, but some of them are heartfelt and seem true. I'm not saying you have to believe them because they might not be sincere, but we have to acknowledge that at the end of the day, we are all human. We are all different. We are all going to have our own opinions and mistakes and issues, and they change. We learn from our mistakes. Our opinions change all the time. Our issues get solved one at a time. Self-offing rates are so high right now because everyone is feeling endangered and unheard. But in this world right now, where we live in, we all need to take a stand. We all need to look at one another as a friend, as someone we can talk to, as a neighbor, regardless of our differences. We all have to understand that we all make mistakes. We all need to put our differences aside and stand up for the downright awful things that are going on in the world we live in. Rights are being taken. People are being hurt. Families are being ripped apart. Everywhere around the world. So many crimes are being committed everywhere. The earth is dying, and it is up to us to put those problems up front so we can make this world a better place. Opinions and differences aside, put the things that need to be talked about in the spotlight. Look at the world around us and tell me I'm wrong. At the end of the day, this video is opinionated and biased. I know I don't have all the information, and I might get cancelled in a few years, days, weeks. Hell, I may lose a job offer eventually because of my digital footprint. My opinions are going to change. I'm young, but in the end, this world is in a devastating state right now. And cancel culture is not what we need. We need activists, not bullies, and people who just want to tear others down. If you have any other information or have any constructive criticism on my essay you would like to give me, that would be greatly appreciated. Put that in the comments, please. My name is Lynn, and that is my take on cancel culture. Have a great rest of your day, week, year, whenever you're seeing this. Thank you for listening. Bye.